Hi there. I hope you enjoyed the film. Gives you enough to think about for the rest of your life. Anyway, I'm glad that you're here and that you're watching. Please pardon me that I'm not going to look directly at you. I'm going to pay attention to what's in front of me because it's more fun. I've spent 23 years dealing with fucked up adults. And they're usually your parents. Or everybody else's parents. And it's part of the problem of what it is to be you, in a way. It's not about blame, by the way. It's not like it's anybody's fault. But if you don't know how things work, it makes things very difficult. It was kind of interesting this morning because, unfortunately, I don't have all of your charts. But one of the things that was really interesting was laying these charts out of the ones that Loki had given me. And on one side of the table over here are generators. And on this side of the table over here are projectors. Now, if you really know your design, those of you who don't have a chart here, then you can go to either end. That is, this is the energy side over here. And this is the non-energy side over here. And the thing that's so interesting is that generators and projectors, because most of you are either generators or projectors, they have an incredible relationship with each other. That is a very profound relationship with each other, which I can get to in a while. I just thought it was really cute to see the divide. All right, let me tell you something useful. Everything about what you do in this life, everything about what your life is going to be, depends on what you decide. It's your decisions that make a difference. If I was going to tell you that in terms of, something sophisticated, I would tell you that everything that exists is moving. Everything is moving. So if everything is moving, life is about navigation. This is what it's about. Every time you make a decision, you make a movement. And the moment you make that movement leads to all kinds of things. It can lead you down a road you never, ever get back from. It can lead you down a road that in the end you truly can't stand. It can lead you into relationships with people. It can lead you into careers. It can lead you into all kinds of things that are just simply not for you. And you don't want to wake up like the adults I deal with when they're 40 or 50 years old and they're wondering what the hell they did with their lives because they weren't doing what was right for them. See, my trip is that I teach people to have their own authority. That's what I do. I teach you to have your own authority so you can trust in yourself, that you don't have to depend on somebody else to tell you what's right for you or what's wrong for you. There's nothing wrong with guidance. There's nothing wrong with information. But you see, the things that you decide to do in your life, you're the only one who's got to live with them. Doesn't make a damn bit of difference what anybody else thinks, eh? You've got to live with your own life. And nobody wants to have a life in which they don't have the pleasure of it. A lot of people out there really have a hard time. Right? Most people your age have the toughest time. You're old enough to be adult, but you're not allowed to be in a sense. The whole age game has changed. Most human beings aren't adult now until they're 40. And you're still dealing with all of this pressure. And it's a pressure that can make you very uncomfortable because you have to make fundamental decisions now in your life. Who's going to be your friend? Who's going to be your lover? Where are you going to go? What are you going to study? What are you going to do? And you have all these forces around you that are putting pressure on you. And that pressure isn't just something that's living out there on the outside. The pressure crawls into your head. And that's where it lives, in your head. Look at your design, those of you that have it. And if you don't have your chart with you, just think about it next time. Download one for free and look at it. If you look at the whiteness in your chart, the whiteness is that chocolate behind a window when you got the munchies, That whiteness is something that you really want because you don't have it. And you go, oh, I want that. Now, many of you know each other, okay? When you start looking at the way your charts fit together, you're going to begin to discover why you connect with people. Oh, they have that thing that I don't have. Oh, that's nice. And we end up being pulled to each other because of those things. But look, that thing that you don't have isn't you. It's not you. But that's what you want to become. This is what happens to people. They want to be that thing that they're not. And they get trapped and they get conditioned. All that white stuff that's in your chart, that's where people put their stuff into you. That's where they connect to you. That's where they put their trip on you. Think about the whiteness and think about what an amplifier is. You know when a guitarist has an amplifier? You know, if you crank up an amplifier, not only does it make the music louder, but if you really crank it up, it distorts. Now you see the whiteness that you have? Every time you take somebody else in who has what you do not have, you take that in and amplify it. Sometimes to the point of distortion. So let's say that you're somebody, if you look at the chart and you look at the bottom left-hand side, this is the solar plexus, this is the emotional system. Half of the people have it defined, colored in, and the other half don't. Now, I'm one of those people that has an open, white, emotional system. So if you're angry with me, you know, and you're emotional, you better watch out. Because I'm going to amplify that, and I'm going to be a hell of a lot more angry than you. As a matter of fact, if you think that I'm really nice, I'm going to think you're even nicer. Which can be a real mistake in the morning, you know? Oh, I thought you were so nice, right? I thought. See, all that openness in you, these are where the traps are in life. This is where you get hooked. Now, it's okay that it's there, because after all, if it wasn't there, nothing would be interesting, eh? I mean, nothing would be interesting. That's the fun of life. We're here to explore all that. We're here to take it in. We're not here to have it control us. And you see all that whiteness? What that whiteness does is it lives up here in your head. And it's constantly telling you what to do based on what you don't have. It's constantly telling you what to do based on what you're not going to have. And that even if you got it, you would be very disappointed because it's not the thing for you. See, human design teaches that there's another place inside of you, instead of your head, where you can make a decision. Where you can make a decision. There's another place to make that decision. It's what I've been spending my life teaching people. I teach them, look, it's very simple. Stop trying to get an answer from your mind and get an answer from what's real. What's real is buried inside of this form that you have. See, we all have these different machines. They're bio-machines. Eh? And we have basically 4 kinds of bio-machines. And here mostly we've got, you know, the generator machine. The generator machine is buzz, 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 buzz. Right? I mean, you know your generator friends. Buzz, buzz, buzz. As a matter of fact, if you're a projector on this side and you're down, you need a generator friend to go buzz, 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 because then you amplify the buzz. You get really cranked up. You know, the danger is, of course, that you're riding on their energy. See, everybody's got something going on. If you're a generator, your energy is everything. See, there's something that's connected to every type. It's called signature. And signature is basically the reward of having your trip together. Okay? So if you're a generator and you're an energy type, the most important thing for you in your life is what you do with your energy. What you do with your energy. It's more important than anything else. Now, as a generator, you're here to respond. That is, if you go chasing after anything as a generator, you will never enjoy what you get to. Never. It will never be satisfying. You will meet nothing but resistance as you go along the way, and you'll end up being frustrated, because that's what generators have most of the time. Adult generators are the most frustrated beings on earth, you know? And they're frustrated because it's just not satisfying. Now look, the only way you're going to find something that's satisfying for you is that it's got to come to you. And it has to come to you, and you have to know that's right for you. It comes out of your authority. Generators are great at making sounds. Eh? You want to go out? Uh-huh. You know? That's a really good sound. And the whole thing to understand is that if what you're doing does not satisfy you, don't do it. And I don't care what it is. Don't do it. There's no point. There's no point. There's no point in doing things because you think you have to. There's no point in doing things because other people tell you that you should. They may be right. But for you, what matters is what's correct for you. See, look, if you're a generator and you don't get satisfaction out of what you're going to do, you begin to get problems, real problems. Because you keep on meeting resistance, you don't do well in the thing you're doing. It leads to a lowering of your self-respect. You no longer have a sense that, maybe this life isn't going to give me what I could get. Don't do that to yourself. See, the thing to understand as a generator is that you're here to have things come to you. It's what it's about. And at the moment that you enter into anything, what you do has to be satisfying. Don't do the things that don't satisfy you. Don't do them. Don't do them. Don't go out when you don't feel like going out. Don't do whatever the hell it is, that anything, whatever it is. Because you see, if it doesn't satisfy you, there's nowhere to go. Because you'll quit. Generators are the great quitters, They start something, they discover they don't really like it, they get incredibly frustrated and they say, fuck it, I don't want to do this, And they never end up finding out what is really for them, because a generator is somebody that masters things step by step by step, and you can't do that until you're in something that you love and satisfies you. The other thing is, most of you, some of you are lucky because I know some of you are obese people, but most people who are generators have really been messed up by the fact that their parents have controlled their sleeping. That is, generators are not allowed to have a bedtime. This is a law of human design. Generators are not allowed to have a bedtime. And it's something to understand about your energy. As a generator, you need to run your energy down each day. And honestly, you can't do that if you're doing things that frustrate you. If you're using your energy correctly, you're going to sleep better. It doesn't matter how long you sleep, by the way. What matters is that when you go to sleep, you're exhausted. Never go to sleep on somebody's clock, eh? Never go to sleep on somebody's clock. You go to sleep when you're exhausted.